Hi everyone, welcome to Fishing Minty, and today I'm at Riverton Fisheries on the Float Lake. I'm in search of tench or crucian carp, but there are also nice roach and perch in this lake as well, so bit of a mixed fishery. I'm looking forward to catching anything that swims basically today, and I'm using my retro 1980s fishing setup, so back to basics, just a nice blue Galaxy Nova seat box, and nearly lost it, a Normark Titan match rod and an Abu 506 closed face reel. Fishing the Waggler float, currently fishing the lift method, but I may change that during the day depending on how things go. So today's tackle, we've got the Normark Titan match rod, 13 foot, the original 1980s version, not the new re-release ones that have now come out. And reel wise, we've got an Abu 506 which has been serviced and modified by Terry Truman. We're running Drennan float fish line. I can't remember what the breaking strain of the line is, I have to check my label on my spool. Running a Drennan Waggler float there. I think it's a Wag 1. Yeah, Wag 1 gram. And I've got the locking shot around the float itself, and then running down about 3 inches from the hook we've got a AAA shot which will sit on the bottom. I've just checked the depth, so that basically I've set the depth so that the float tip is just visible about 5mm above the surface, with that obviously that shot sitting on the bottom there. As soon as I go into deeper water, that shot would sink the rig down. And hook wise, we've got a size 18 Crystal Barbliss Camazon B510. These are different bits of floats I've got to choose from. Most of them are period 80s from when I was growing up. Various bits of tackle. Let's go on with the fishing. Bait wise, we've got a pint of red maggots, a tin of sweet corn, and a small tin of worms. Oh, and we're into something. As I said earlier on, this Abu 506 has been customised by Terry Truman, so we've got back wind. I had a big long battle with a carp on it last year at Wylesborough Lake. which I did eventually lose to a hookful. But oh wow, is that a massive roach or is it a skimmer? I did say in my intro there are big roach in here. I've not brought my scales today. It's in the net. Wow, it's a massive roach. I can't believe the size of that. I think it's come unhooked in the net. It has. Beautiful fish. Let's get this hook out of the way and hold it up. Look at that for a beautiful chunk of a roach. That's amazing. Beautiful fish. Another one. Yeah, into another one. I think it's another roach. Smaller one this time. Still a nice size though. There we are. Is it another one? They're getting smaller. There we are, here in slow ponderous bite again. Looks like another roach. And the sun's come out. Come on, come back. There we are. Another nice handful roach. Off he goes. Every time I get these slow ponderous bites I always hope it's going to be a crucian, cause I remember catching crucian as a child and the bites are always like that. That is what I've come to this particular lake for, to catch crucian, so although the roach have been no so far, crucian are the ultimate target. Although I can never be afford to be too picky with the fish that I catch. And he's on. This feels like a bigger one again. Yes, it is. It's another large roach. Beautiful fish. And he's in the landing net. Wow. Right, hooked right in the side of his mouth. Beautiful fish. That one just hooked itself in. Or is it taking me through the lilies? Oh, it's through the lilies. Just moving my net over, and as it got a bit twisted up, it's another big roach. And it is in the net. Wow. I think that's the biggest of the lot. Unbelievable size. And he's hooked on his eyelid. So that was more than lucky. Look at that, another beautiful fish. Immaculate, chunky roach. Oh yeah, you okay?
Having any luck?
Yeah, I've caught 6 roach so far.
Oh.
Nice big roach as well. Can't believe how big they are. I'm after the crucian ideally, but I'm impressed with those so far.
That's good.
That's 10.
Thank you.
There we go.
That's smashing.
Thank you.
You. Well, good luck for the rest of the day.
Okay, thank you.
It has moved quite big tench into here.
Yes, well, tench are my favourite fish as well, so
yeah. He's moved quite a few big ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed then.
Yeah, you can let us know if you get them.
Yeah, will do. Thanks. So that's good news then, as well as the crucian that I'm hoping for. There are some big tench. I know there were tench in here, but it sounds like that they've moved some bigger tench, maybe from the Syndicate Lake, which there are big carp in, so maybe those big tench were considered a nuisance fish to the carpers. Certainly not a nuisance fish to me. Hopefully they don't, they're not too big for my sackle if I do get one on. Oh, I've got a fish on. I was just about to reel in because I just seen bubbles and a swirl down under my feet. And I was just going to drop it under my feet, and then there was just no indication at all. Since I just tried to drag my float back closer in, I just got resistance. So I don't know whether it was on or whether it just took the bait as it moved past it. I don't know. It feels very different. You can probably see from the camera that I've moved to the left of me instead of the right, and not had any indications to the right for a while. This definitely feels different kind of fish to the roach, but who knows? I've said that before. It might be a tench. It might be a perch. It's not going any circles like crucians tend to do. Yet. Actually, I think it is another roach. Looking at it, I just saw its back then. There's another nice fish again though. Yeah, it's another nice roach. Yeah. I saw its silver flank then. Wow. This is some fish. That's the biggest of the day, I think. I'm sure it is. What a monster roach. Unbelievable. That is massive. Definitely the biggest of the day. I think that is the biggest roach I've ever caught. And I'm really, really regretting not bringing the scales now. Right in the centre of the top lip, size, tiny size 18 hook. Look at the size of that for a roach. It's unbelievable. Wow. Look at the size of that for a beautiful roach. Riverton lakes on the float lake. And I've got my net in for scale there because I've not brought any tape measure or scales with me, so what I'll do is I'll measure this net. I'll measure this net afterwards to see. So this tail's just inside that net there. And that, oh, you've got this fruit drops lid. I'll measure that later. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 of those fruit drop lids wide. It's beautiful, beautiful roach. The camera battery just ran out during the fight for this one, so I'm just recording this on my phone now. But another beautiful roach, slightly smaller than the last one, but still a good sized roach. Great fishing so far with 8 roach that we've caught. I think 5 of those are big ones, maybe 6 of them were big ones, but either way, excellent fishing. I had a couple of downpours, which I've got to be honest, I've retreated to the car during. So I'm back out now. It's brightening up a little, so hopefully that'll be the last of the downpour. And you can get on with some fishing into the afternoon and evening. We're on 9 roach now, 6 of those on the large size, 3 smaller ones, and I've got a worm on the hook, a half worm on the hook I should say. I did put a whole worm then snapped it in half, and all the fish have been caught so far on red maggot, but that's what I've been fishing the majority of the time as well, to be honest. I just stuck with what's been successful, so we'll see if a worm can tempt something out. And although right on the intro I did have a shot a few inches from the hook, I did take that off because I found it a bit restrictive, because I could only fish right in tight in the margin where that was the right depth. As soon as I fished deeper than where that AAA was set, obviously it was sinking my float, so it would have been a pain to change the depth or move that weight every time I wanted to fish somewhere different in the peg. So took that off, and I also put an extra 2 number 4 on to bring the float down to a lower height as well, so it's about 10 mil sticking out of the water, just the orange part of the tip. But all that was right at the start of the session, before I'd caught any fish at all, so the first half an hour, maybe 45 minutes. So I've caught all the same fish on the same setup. It does go deeper further out, so I haven't tried fishing deeper and fishing further out. I've just stayed at the same depth. It's about 3.5 foot. That noise is the aerator turning on. I was going to fish near that if it came on, because I thought it might attract the fish, but it's a bit more powerful than I expected it to be. I think the fish might enjoy the oxygen from that, but not necessarily want to be right underneath it. Finally, I waited a long time for that bite. One of the smaller roach. I'm glad to be back amongst the fish, to be honest. There's that fish. Still a few ounce. And another one. Oh, this is bigger than the last. Not quite to the same scale as the monsters we've got, but hopefully we're building the swim back up a bit now after my break after the showers. Well, this one's actually taking it a bit down. There we are. Dips then didn't quite go under. Go on. And the rain's come back. Oh, it's on. Oops. Dropped off on the platform. There we are. There's another one on. Slightly better fishy again. Oh yeah. Is that in the net? No, it's not in the net. I wondered if that was a rudd actually. It looks a bit more of a golden hue. Yes, it's a rudd, yeah. I always check the lip, bottom lip as my way I identify the rudd, really. It's unhooked. There he is, beautiful golden flanks. And I'll take a photo of this one as well. Oh, I've got a fish on. My line was around the lily pad, so I thought it was just that. Caught up on the lily pad. Oh, it's probably on the verge of needing the net, I think, that one. Yeah. Too big to swing in. Another roach. Oh, come on. And he's coming and hooks in the net. There we are, with a nice roach. And the aerator's gone off, so we're back in peace again now. I wonder if that was about half an hour, maybe it was on for half an hour in the afternoon. And a fish to bite. Typical. Is that a fish? No. One of those tiny little roach again. Probably one of the ones that are splashing rather than the predator that's trying to catch them, maybe. Or maybe there's nothing there and it's just a little fish playing. There you go. So I've just spent 3 minutes in a few different pegs along this bank to try and find the fish, and I did shallow up on the end peg because it seemed to be a bit shallower, and I'd gone deeper to fish further out, and I've come back into my original peg, and almost straight away, as soon as I put the camera back on the bank stick, I've got a bite. So I don't know whether it's because I've shallowed up it's helped, or whether it was a coincidence, or the fish have come back, so give the peg a little rest. I don't know. It feels like one of the bigger ones again. I have been contemplating moving on to Willow Lake. I've got a few hours before I need to pack up. I thought I might give that one a try. This is another roach, by the way. I just saw it when it came in close before it made another dash away. It's got a bit of damage on its back. I don't know if it's some kind of bird has tried to get at it. It's in the landing net anyway. Oh yeah, another massive roach. First big one for quite a while. Probably a few hours. I think it was this. The last one was probably about 11:30 of the big ones. Yeah, it's got to gash both sides. That See that one there, look. And on the other side as well. So I suspect that's some kind of heron or cormorant beak that's got both sides of it. Oh, he's wriggling anyway, so I'll get him back. And he's off. Got little bobs and he's on. Again, feels like another one of the bigger ones. By its fight. It's another roach again. It's the big roach. Oh, the net's looped over. There we go. See that net? Beautiful fish. So I've had a great day so far, but I just thought I'd give the Willow Lake a try before I leave. Originally I went onto the float lake to try and target crucian, which I didn't find. I've got loads of lovely roach which I'm impressed with and pleased with, so don't get me wrong, but there's more variety on this pool, so I thought I'd try here, see if I can get some of the fish. And here you go, straight away we've got a roach, ironically enough. But yeah, like I say, see if I can catch any other species from this pool. I've got 17 roach and 1 rudd on the float lake. Added up the time I was on there. I think it was about 8 AM till 3 PM in total. So I didn't even show that roach to the camera, did I? It was just one of the smaller ones, not quite the stamp that I was getting at the float lake, but hopefully we can get a different fish to show for our efforts in here, just for a bit of variety really. Yeah, although I've only got my float tackle here today, I can see myself coming back here and using the method feeder. Although it is an hour's drive from me, and there are quite a lot of places where I can use method feeder. In the area in Cornwall and Devon, this is a nice place. So I thought I'd just try this lake today to see whether I can get a gauge for type of fishing or success rate I might get on the feeder just by testing it with a Waggler. There's plenty of people fishing it anyway. Is this another another roach. Yeah, an even smaller one. Oh, now this is a better fish. Now, this is an early guess. I've got a feeling it might be a tench. It seems to be staying low and stubborn, which I know tench often do. It's definitely bigger than the three roach, sorry, that I've had so far in this lake. And it seems to feel like it's a different kind of battle to the big roach that I was getting in the float lake. So I'd be over the moon if I ended up catching a tench from this lake now. When it was one of our prime targets on the float lake. I don't know what the time is at the moment, but I think it only feels like about half an hour that I've been fishing in this peg. A few casts so far all resulted in bites, 3 small roach and now this fish that's on. I'm still on my size 18 hook with a breaking strain of about 2.5 pounds. So I'm fishing very light. I was after the more traditional species today, but I'm always happy to catch any fish. It's still staying on the bottom. The float's come back to the surface now. It's made a few runs left and right. It's come back to pretty much the same place that I hooked it on from now. But the float is still on the surface, so it's still the same depth. About 3.5 foot, I think. From memory. It's not ready yet. It has come up in the water slightly, but this is definitely not the tackle that I can bully a fish with. Yeah, it's probably a couple of feet from below the surface now, where he was. He's gone down again now. Trying to get into the platform. Hopefully I get to land it before the camera battery runs out. It's a mirror carp by the looks of things. I just saw its back then. It's right under my feet. Oh! Well, at least I saw it. It was a mirror carp. and I don't think it got wrapped around the platform leg, but it just got, it broke the hook length, but it was just behind the net, so I could have scooped it, I think, if I'd have been a bit quicker, but never mind. That one wins that one. So we're back fishing again after losing that mirror carp under the platform. Back on the sweet corn. That one's hooked itself. What have we got here? This one hasn't started pulling as much yet. It was up in the water, so I don't think it's unless it hasn't woken up yet, I don't think it's a similar calibre as the last one. Yeah, I was just making a note of the last lost fish. And the first thing I knew, it was good I was holding the rod, to be honest, because the first thing I knew about it was just the rod bending round. Yeah, I definitely think this is another carp. Seems to be waking up a bit more now. Oh, I think it might be a tench actually. No, I am nervous. Look like a really dark fish, and the tail just looked more tench shaped than carp shaped, but I might be wrong. Just broke the surface then. All I can do is confirm it's a dark fish again. Couldn't quite tell what it was. He's still fighting, he's not giving up anywhere near yet. The swirls that's left on the surface, and it just gets the energy back as soon as it's swirled. Oh, he's going for the platform. Oh, it's a really dark common carp. It's turned. He's in the net. He's in the net. You can't quite tell as much now he's out of the water, but in the water, he's got really, really dark back. But yeah, like I say, now he's out of the water, it's not quite as obvious, but it's a nice fish, probably about 5.5, maybe 6 pounds. And his little Amazon barbel, size 18 hook, is right there in his top lip, just above that barbel. Let's get him unhooked and back in the water. Something solid again. Oh, let's come to the surface quickly. See a bream maybe? It is. They're I know they're script, aren't they, bream? straight to the surface. Come on. And he's in the net. That's good. Getting my species count up. It's decent sized bream as well, actually, compared to the ones I've caught recently. Yeah, bream would probably be maybe about £1.5, couple of pounds at a push. Really rough. Put his spawning tubicles on. Ready to make some more bream. Let's get him back. Well, I've had a lovely day's fishing here at Riverton Fisheries. I spent 7 hours altogether on the float lake from 8 AM till 3 PM, and in that time I caught 17 roach and 1 rudd. The vast majority of them are all big sized roach. Some of them fish of dreams, really. Beautiful condition, really good size. The tench and the crucian carp did escape me though, and that is why I came. So that was a bit of a disappointment. But I'll definitely come back in a month or so's time when the lily pads have grown fully up and the reeds have grown, and the temperature's a little bit warmer, and hopefully I'll get in amongst the tench and crucian carp then. But the roach are more than a consolation for me. So since then, at 3 o'clock, I started on this Willow lake at 3:15. So I'm occasionally looking at my float because I'm still fishing, and I've been fishing on this lake for an hour and a half now. Oh, just a bite on the corn, and started off on maggot on this lake, which is what I'd been using on the float lake, and I caught 3 small roach on the maggot. So I thought I'd step it up and try sweet corn. And then I got a carp on, which was a mirror carp I lost underneath the platform, and then almost straight after that I then caught a common carp, which was about 5.5 pounds, maybe 6 pounds. And then not long after that, I caught a bream as well, which was maybe pushing 2 pounds, £1.5, something like that. That was on sweet corn as well. So sweet corn's been the bait so far on this particular lake. I did try sweet corn on the other lake, on the float lake, but didn't get any response from that on a kind of 10-minute cast that I tried it on. But yeah, either way, it's been a great day's fishing on both the pools. I've got about 30% battery left, so hopefully I'll get some more fishing on the camera. I've not got much bait left either, so I'm just kind of, the gates close at 7, so hopefully I'll get to fish till about 6:15 and catch some more fish and have some more fun time here. But you know, I love using this minimalist gear. It's been great just moving between lakes with ease, because I probably wouldn't have bothered moving if I'd have just got all my tackle with me. And even at lunchtime I could just nip back to the car and have my lunch during a shower without any problem. Just chuck everything in my blue box and just put it straight in the boot. So it is nice having just that tackle just ready to go, and it's, you know, it's a nice kind of throwback, a nice bit of nostalgia going back to the fishing that I used to do as a child. So I'll definitely be doing these sessions on a regular occurrence. Oh, and there's a bite, and there's a carp taking line off me. A good job I got this backwind customization on my 506 reel. Hopefully the battery will last out for this fight, and hopefully the hook and terminal tackle will last out for this fight as well, and I can get it on the bank. Oh! He's come off. That was definitely pulling a lot more than the last 2 carp that I had on. Oh. I was going to say we're into another one, but I think this is a roach on the corn this time, after we just lost that presumably carp. Yeah, this is a roach jumping out the water. to round off a beautiful day, I just landed this gorgeous common carp with literally my last piece of corn. I rolled the dice and threw my last handful of corn and my last handful of red maggots in around the float a few feet out. Last piece of corn was on the hook. I put that for about half an hour on my Normark Titan rod. Another 506 reel, size 18, comes on B510 barbless hook. Lovely carp. Graced my Dinsmore net. I'm not sure on the weight. It's quite wide. Maybe about 7 pounds, I'm guessing. It's a lovely fish and lovely battle. But now it's time to pack up because the gates close at 7 and it's 6 o'clock. Thanks for watching.